Welcome to Divine Lotus Tarot. We are going to be taking a look at the next part in the multiple series for those of you who are Aquarius men with significant sun placement or other strong placements of Aquarius in your birth chart. Before we go ahead and get into your messages, I want to invite you to book your own personal session with me at my website, www.divinelotustarot.com. You can find the link below this video. Also, I would like to invite you to support my channel via donation. My cash app is $Divine Lotus Tarot, the number 8, or you can use the PayPal link, which is in the description box below this video, for both of those. That information for both of those of how you can contribute to my channel and donate. If you are interested in respectfully following my social media accounts, you can find that information below this video as well. So yes, Aquarius, this is video number 4, and we are taking a look at a message pertaining to those of you who have significant sun placement of Aquarius who are men, or you are men and you have very strong placements of Aquarius in your birth chart. So the message that came through, the divine download message for this reading, pertains to people are waiting for you to speak. Okay, so what I'm picking up is I was hearing family. So there could be a situation, maybe for some of you, you may be head of household, okay, or you may be looked at as head of household. I'm hearing also you may be next of kin in a situation. Okay, so I feel like you have individuals who are counting on you or looking towards you for you to speak up in regards to a situation. Now, when we talk about the energy of Aquarius, it is associated with the card of the King of Swords, okay? And I actually did draw some cards for this particular message in this reading that I got this download message for, and the King of Swords is here. So your energy is very much here in this particular message with individuals. The people are waiting for you to speak. And this is letting me know that you are in your power, okay? The King of Swords represents an individual who has strong intellectual abilities and intellectual authority and intellectual power. This is someone who could be very well versed in maybe whatever specific situation that you are currently dealing with, or you are being consulted or looked towards to in the manner that relates to you. Okay, the King of Swords also relates to individuals who have the ability to objectively remove themselves from a situation and give an impartial opinion or statement, okay, or insight, meaning that you can detach yourself from the situation and look at it in a fair manner and get straight to the truth. Like, you're not necessarily into how someone felt about a situation, because sometimes I feel like when we see this energy of the King of Swords, it's someone who's getting to the truth, okay? Like, you're getting down to the nitty gritty. You're cutting the fluff. You don't want any charades or anything like that. Like, you just want to get to like the facts, okay? The quickest, the easiest way possible. And usually individuals who are operating in this King of Swords energy, they can, from a very rational, logical state of matter, be able to pinpoint and get straight to the truth at hand, okay? Because you're not going to be swayed, or you're being asked to not be persuaded in this situation, or be influenced by things that would try to come to hinder, or taint you from making a clear, conscious decision that is going to be based on maybe affecting some type of long-term type of decision, right? So you're being asked to make sure that you're standing in your true authority and your power, because it is here for you to be put in this position. You're being chosen or you have been appointed, or the situation has led to you being in whatever position that you are, because you have what it takes. You have the skills, you have the know-how, you have the insight, like I said, in regards to whatever this situation is that you're being consulted for, or that essentially may have just been bestowed upon you as your responsibility. Okay. Now, um, when it comes to situations where I'm hearing next again, that usually, that to me, that kind of gives me the inclination that maybe you have been like pinpointed to make some type of arrangements, or you've been pinpointed to follow some type of designated instructions, maybe that was passed on to you. Now, maybe for some of you, this may have something to do with a situation where it comes to a deceased individual. Okay, so individuals could be looking towards you to maybe step into more of a leadership position, in regards to maybe making certain arrangements, maybe in regards to a deceased individual, and maybe taking care of the final situation and matters related to a deceased individual. Okay, like dealing with maybe, okay, so burial is what I'm getting. So maybe for some of you, you may have been appointed to deal with situations pertaining to like um, burial and how someone wants to, um, what's the word? Like how they want their arrangements made for their burial. Now, in other instances, if this is someone who has already been deceased for some time, then this could be a situation where maybe you are being appointed, or you have been appointed previously, to essentially just handle the will aspects of someone's um, estate. Okay, so or just their finances or their possessions. So you may be being asked to do this. You may just have been designated to do this, or you may have already assumed this responsibility well in advance and knew that you were going to step into this role and position when that time came. So I feel like for some of you, um, I'm just kind of getting the inclination, either you are currently dealing with assisting in burial arrangements, or you have already, the individual has already passed away and that has already been taken care of, and maybe you may be essentially the individual who is helping to designate, maybe like property, possessions, finances, and things of that nature, when it comes to this individual. Okay. Now, in other aspects is what I'm getting as well too. I'm getting that some of you, um, if it's not you in this designated point, um, of responsibility with a family, then you may be essentially like a financial advisor, a professional consultant in other forms of fashion, maybe a lawyer, or um, some other individual who is a professional who is acting on the behalf of another individual who was working with you to make certain type of designated arrangements once they passed away. So you could be that individual. Okay. Working in a professional expert role. Okay. Now, in another situation I'm seeing as well too, there is an energy where some of you Aquarius individuals are the first to do something, and I feel like maybe some of you are getting the consultation of a legal expert, maybe in regards to how you should essentially word things. I feel like you may be being very, I want to say meticulous, but you're being very selective about your choice of words and your choice of communication in regards to a specific situation. I feel like you are being asked to keep your composure. Okay, and you may be doing this already. So for some of you, you are already keeping your composure, or this is how you're being advised to keep your composure in a particular situation. I feel like people are looking to you because whatever the situation pertains to, it does have a lot of undercurrents of emotion, is what I'm seeing. You may be more emotional than you are letting on in regards to a particular situation that is going on with you. But I feel like you are essentially kind of masking your feelings very well. I am getting a sense of energy where there's Scorpio energy at play in some form or fashion, maybe with you, maybe with other individuals that are involved in the situation, or maybe it could just be around the nature of death, okay? Because Scorpio energy does talk about death, okay? Or some type of just significant transformation that has occurred in your life, okay? Which essentially has forever changed your life. And essentially, it's been essentially maybe like some sense of a metaphorical death, okay? In regards to a situation where you are being transformed into another individual, or an aspect of yourself is dying off, and a new aspect of yourself is being revealed, okay? But I do feel there is an energy of underlying currents of very strong feelings and emotions and at play in this particular situation. And I feel like people really cannot read you. Um, so if this is a decision that you need to make in whatever circumstance this may be pertaining to, whether it's, like I said, burial arrangements, whether it has to do with will, and estate situations, or whether it's any other type of situation in your life where you're having to take a leap of faith and do something, or you're being the first to do something, you're being called to be the first to do something in your family. Like it's almost like you've been appointed to do this. Um, Maybe for some of you, you weren't even prepared, okay, in this aspect as well too. I just kind of feel like maybe for some of you, you're kind of being thrusted into some type of position of being a leader, and it may not have been something that you were asking for, but I feel like it has something to do with your purpose and your calling in life, okay. So I feel like as well too, you're people cannot read you, so it's kind of hard at this time for people to know essentially what your next move is going to be. And I feel like that is why people are waiting for you to speak, because they don't really know what your next step is going to be. They don't know what your plan is. They don't know what your thoughts are. Um, and I feel like a lot of people just kind of want to get into your mind. They kind of want to get into your psyche about a lot of things. Um, but I feel like you're keeping a very strong poker face in regards to and closed mouth in regards to your true sentiments around a particular circumstance. Um, I feel like as well too, once again, this message and this energy is coming up around a sense of persuasion around you. So you're needing to be very mindful about, I'm hearing, the company you keep and or the influence of the individuals around you trying to make you feel some type of certain way or steer you in a certain type of way, maybe with in regards to what you are to say when it comes to a particular situation. So, for those of you who don't have some type of legal representation, you may need to seek that out, because this could be also indicating that you do need to have legal representation in regards to maybe a matter that you are dealing with, and you want to make sure that your rights are going to be upheld and that you are not getting put into a situation that is going to essentially set you up for failure or be put you at a disadvantage, is what I'm picking up. I feel like as well too, now in the matters when it pertains to the heart and love, um, I do feel like for some of you there is an individual here who you do have your eye on. Okay, you do feel like this person is compatible with you. You feel like this person essentially has a very like passionate disposition about them, and I feel like this intrigues you a lot. You feel like this person, you share a lot of things in common with this particular individual. I don't feel like this is someone who you have talked to. I feel like this could be a new individual who you have interest in or who you have your eye on, and for whatever particular reason of your situation, I don't feel like you have reached out and necessarily spoke to this individual yet. I do kind of feel as well too, there is someone maybe waiting in the wings who wants to rush in, if they find out that you are like speaking to this individual. So for some of you, you could have other people who know that you have interest in this individual, and you could be being very trying to come to some type of decisive decision if you're going to move forward with communicating to this particular individual, because like I said, I do kind of feel like there are other individuals who have some type of inclination that you're interested in this person. Now for some of you, this could be people who, it's almost like as soon as they see you moving forward, they're gonna kind of like rush back in trying to be in your life. So this could be people who you've had former types of relationships with in some form or fashion, in some type of sexual or romantic nature. For others of you, this could be maybe individuals who are waiting in the wings of this person. I kind of feel like on both of your sides, you may have people kind of waiting in the shadows and the wings, just kind of waiting, or that will seemingly pop back up once you come towards this individual. Is what I'm picking up. For some of you, you have someone very specific in nature who is, they could be wanting to share some type of secret about you and come forward, if you move forward in a relationship in general, or if you move towards a specific person. So I kind of feel like you could be dealing with someone right now who's kind of like holding, like, you may feel like this person's kind of holding you up, or you're trying to navigate a certain type of manner so that you can go towards this person without essentially setting someone else off, is what it feels like. It almost kind of feels like you could be trying to please another individual who maybe you secretly still have some type of like romantic connection with, okay? And if it's not someone who, for all of you who you have some type of romantic connection with, or you still are romantically connecting to, then it could be someone who maybe is like a competitor of yours in some sense. This could be maybe someone who you are close to who has interest in this individual as well too. Okay, so it could be you and another person who you are close to, or you know very well, who has interest in the same person. Okay, so it may be a sense of, once you go towards this individual, then this other person is going to come forward in some form or fashion. I kind of feel like there's one person who there is you and another individual, or you and multiple people who have their eye on who they want to approach and get to know. Okay, Aquarius. So what I'm also picking up is the individual that you want to go towards. The interesting thing is, this might shock you all. This person is coming up as an ex. And I know you're probably like, what? An ex? I've never been with this person before. This is a brand new person. This person is coming up as an ex from someone from a past life. This is not an ex in this life. So the person that you are attracted to, the reason why you have this chemistry towards this person, or this bond towards this individual, would be because you have been with this person in a previous lifetime. Okay, so that could be why you're attracted to this person, and maybe why it kind of feels like you try to move forward and you may keep finding yourself kind of like coming back towards this individual, because you have familiar energy with this person in a previous lifetime, is what I'm picking up. I keep getting this energy around you, Aquarius, which is interesting. Now, I'm also getting the sense that Aquarius, even though you have a strong connection and inclination towards this person, I do feel like there are some wounds here between you and this individual where there is unresolved issues. So you're gonna need to be open-minded when you consider this, because I know a lot of you are thinking like, well, I've never even been with this person. All right, but as I stated before, this is a person that you have a past life history with. So it may be that, maybe it could be two things. It could be a situation where maybe you are so strongly like attracted to this individual, but this person is like repulsed and repelled by you, just maybe like naturally. And this may be because this is that situation where there's underlying wounds that are still there, that this individual feels because of something that you did in a previous lifetime to them. And then in other instances, it may be a situation where maybe it's just kind of like you and this individual maybe feel like repulsed by each other. Like you may be like, I don't know, you may have like, it's like you like this person, but like you don't like this person. And it's like, you have some type of strong sentiment towards this person. Maybe you're almost like trying to figure out like, why do you feel so strongly one way or the other about this individual? And I kind of feel like it's because if it's that instance, then it just could be that maybe both of you did things to each other, that you two haven't fully like healed or reconciled. So for some of you, it's going to be you were the one who hurt this individual in a previous life. And then for others of you, if it's mutual for both of you, that both of y'all just don't really like each other like that. It's like you like each other, but you don't like each other. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, you're kind of like, towards each other. It's kind of like, like it's almost like the two of y'all like irk each other, right? I kind of feel like it's because the two of you have like unresolved issues with each other that extend from the previous lifetime that you were in. So I'm seeing an energy of, there's some energy dealing around like having compassion and forgiveness, but it's interesting in this situation because it really deals with it deals with underlying issues at the root of like subconscious feelings that the two of you have from wounds that are still there, that you two haven't forgiven each other for in previous lifetimes. So it's almost like, it kind of feels like a energy where the two of you will like kind of push and pull at each other until the two of you like just get into like some type of in sync energy, or like balance your energies out in some way. There's a need for the two of you to be totally open, but I kind of feel like because the ball seems to be in your court with your energy being present here, Aquarius, I feel like you're being called to step up and be the leader and reach out first, for those of you where this is a situation pertaining to love and romance. Okay, I'm seeing that energy where you may be needing to be the one to no,